then, lads and lasses, how we doing, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. One of the most annoying, repetitive and honestly just bog standard boring things revolving around Newcastle United, not right now, but also has been for quite a long time now, is that Bruno Guimarães and Alexander Isak will leave Newcastle United because of financial fair play reasons, because bigger teams want them. Lads, honestly, I'm just getting sick of it now. Arsenal fans are absolutely fanatical over the two players, especially Bruno Guimarães, and they just will not shut up. Lads, they are not leaving Newcastle United. I am honestly so confident of it. And of course, in today's video, we have exact words, what the players have said in interviews about their future at Newcastle United. Very promising, what they've said as well, and more stuff, which we're just using what other fans aren't in common knowledge to why they wouldn't leave Newcastle United. Some of these lads are absolutely thick, by the way. Why on earth would they go to the likes of Arsenal? You wouldn't downgrade. No, I'm joking. No, I'm not joking, actually. But look, lads, without further ado, let's take a look into the video of why Bruno Guimarães and Alexander Isak will not leave Newcastle United. We will start off with Alexander Isak, and this is what he said in an interview about his future at Newcastle United. But just before we do, lads and lasses, if you do enjoy the video, as always, please hit the thumbs up button. Do that right now. I really appreciate it, as always. And of course, if you are new to the Geordie Josh channel, subscribe for all Newcastle United content, because we are very active on here. We're thinking about doing some more live streams, so when the news are out, of course, I don't have to sort of edit, record, and sort of kind of schedule a video. We can just do a live and get it out straight away. You let me know down below if you would rather that. But look, this is what Alexander Isak has said on his future at Newcastle United when being questioned about his future. Of course, I want to be here at Newcastle in the future. I came here for the project. I absolutely love playing here and I really feel at home. I want to finish the season in a good way for me and the team. I love playing here, of course. As he says, I want to finish the season in a good way. This interview was from quite a while ago now. I can't exactly remember who it was with, but I do remember saying Alexander Isak actually saying the interview, and of course we've got full proof that he did say that right there. Very promising to hear that, isn't it? It certainly is promising. He came here for the project. He knew it wasn't just going to be instant success, you know. Champions League second season, Carabao Cup final. We're going to have to win the Premier League the next season. I said in a recent video, these lads' heads, they are certainly screwed on, you know. Like, they're not just coming to this club, oh yeah, haven't won now in 70 years, we're not ever going to, see you later, jumping ship, I'm off to Man City. That's not what's going to happen. So I've heard what Alexander Isak has said in an interview, but what about Bruno Guimarães? This is what he has said. I hope to stay much longer. I am happy here. Let's see what the future brings, but I am happy and I hope to play much more for Newcastle United. Now, it's not as convincing as Alexander Isak's, but yet again, of course, we've got more reasons why into the video to why they will stay at Newcastle United. But yet again, he is happy here, just like Alexander Isak. And I think with Newcastle United, I don't know if it's just because Eddie Howe's building something around the club to boost the morale of the players, but all of them just seem so happy in the players, the fans, when it's going right. By God, we are genuinely Newcastle United. We also know that Bruno Guimarães, around a couple of months ago now, bought a house over in Hall, one of the nicest places in Newcastle. No, it's actually classed as Northumberland, isn't it? One of the nicest places in the northeast, shall we say. Northumbria, I believe it is actually classed as, for £4 million. You're not spending that sort of money to rent out to someone posh, are you? You're spending £4 million to live in that house, and I've seen his house, by the way. I do live quite close to Hall, so yeah, I've seen it on the way to Waitrose, and it's an absolutely gorgeous house, by the way. Fair play to him. And of course, Bruno Guimarães posted something on Twitter yesterday, actually saying the 2023-24 season is over. Bring on 24-25. We may be clutching at straws there, lads, but we will take anything. One of the teams, though, that has been sort of linked with Alexander Isak and Bruno Guimarães, and by God have they, their fans have been absolutely driving this into the media, is Arsenal Football Club. The fans, Mikel Arteta, the club, are absolutely obsessed with these two players. Lads, they play in a black and white shirt. They do not play with you. Support and back your own players, not ours. The reason to why Arsenal fans are just completely embarrassing, by the way, and will not get Alexander Isak or Bruno Guimarães, is that, of course, Alexander Isak, in our opinion, and probably many others as well, is worth over £100 million, 24 years of age. He scored over 20 goals in the Premier League last season. Take a look at the team around him. He's even had his own injuries and missed many games as well. I believe he missed, I can't remember the exact number off my head, but it was with a groin or a hamstring injury or something like that. Missed a fair few Champions Leagues ones as well. He was out for a couple of times, I believe, last season it was, but they will have to spend over £100 million if they do want Alexander Isak. How much is Bruno Guimarães' release clause? It is £100 million, but as we know, reported by many people, that it can actually only be activated by foreign teams, so Newcastle United will not take under £100 million for Bruno Guimarães, and rightly so as well. We're bought him for £40 million. By God, is that certainly went up. But due to both players, of course, Bruno Guimarães being worth £100 million because of that release clause, and Alexander Isak being worth more than £100 million, Arsenal Football Club spending £100 million before the end of the financial year is financially impossible. That's, of course, due to financial fair play and PSR regulations. Arsenal cannot afford Bruno Guimarães or Alexander Isak. That's the end of it. Shut up, will yous? That's the end of it. You're not getting them. But also, to just put another final nail in the coffin for Arsenal Football Club, why on earth would they move to Arsenal in the football place to play Champions League football? Oh, but Newcastle don't have Europe and we have Champions League football. You're not going to win it, lads. You don't get any trophy for being in the quarterfinals, for being in the semi-finals. Lads, you aren't really in an improvement on Newcastle United. Yes, right now, you are the better team, you have the better squad. You're of course done better last season. Undeniably, you are a fantastic team. Odegaard, Saka, Gabriel Jesus, these players are fantastic players. Saliba, the list goes on. But lads, finishing second doesn't win you a trophy, Like, if they were going to go somewhere, it would be Manchester City, where you win trophies week in, week out. Newcastle United's project is more exciting than Arsenal's. End of discussion, lads. Now, if I'm actually going to be honest and, away from taking the mick for a second, I believe 100% Alexander Isak does stay at Newcastle United. The only team that's actually been linked with him is Arsenal. Man City don't need another striker. They have got Erling Haaland. Your likes of your Real Madrids have or will be getting Kylian and Mbappe. But in Bruno Guimarães' situation, he's been admired from a lot of other teams. Manchester City, Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Arsenal, Barcelona, the list goes on. Alexander Isak is 100% staying. End of discussion. I'll bet £1,000 on anyone, and I don't even have that money. I'll bet £1,000 with anyone that he will stay at Newcastle United. But in Bruno's case, the top clubs do want him. But if we actually take a look at Real Madrid's spending money, or how much they have spent in the past, they have only spent over £100 million once before. That transfer was in the 2019 season, and that was Eden Hazard. We pretty much know how that all went, by the way. He got overweight. He went to train with the B team, Real Madrid Castilla, and he was injured about 4 or 5 times, arguably one of the worst transfers of all time. So buying from the Premier League, although they will know Bruno Guimarães' quality, they will be very, very cautious, of course. They have spent over €100 million before. I believe that was on Gareth Bale and Jude Bellingham off the top of my head. I believe it was. I might be wrong. I know Cristiano was like €90 million or so, €90 million or something like that, but yet again, he's turned out to be the second best player of all time, behind Paul Dummett, who's unfortunately been released by Newcastle today. But Real Madrid, they don't usually spend this type of big money. Of course, Bruno Guimarães will cost them £100 million, not euros, £100 million, and they've only spent that once before, and of course, I don't think they will actually buy it again. They're not that type of big spending club for the stature of the club that they are. Your likes of your Barcelonas, Inter Milans, AC Milans, Juventuses, all them teams are financially and heavily in debt, so they kind of can be ruled out of this situation straight away. A complete non-starter for all of them 4 teams just mentioned there, and of course Premier League teams. The only one that does worry me is Bruno Guimarães and Manchester City, but actually one manager, of course the manager of Manchester City, that really likes Bruno Guimarães is Pep Guardiola. It's been reported that Pep Guardiola may leave Manchester City at the end of the season, so maybe that is yet again the final nail in the coffin. He's not going to go there for Pep's last farewell season before they get charged with 115 charges. Fingers crossed, that's something we can look forward to as well. But look, in my opinion, I'm genuinely so confident Bruno Guimarães and Alexander Isak will not leave the club. The only, yet again, situation I am scared of is Bruno for Manchester City, which yet again I don't believe will even happen. End of discussion. In my opinion, they are not leaving the club whatsoever. You let me know down below what you think. Will they leave the club in the summer? Are you actually scared of any particular player out of the two in any particular team? Will they go anywhere and all that sort of stuff? So of course, let me know down below, lads and lasses. And if you did enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new to the Geordie Josh channel. I've been Geordie Josh. Go and enjoy your day, people.